Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about sexually transmitted diseases and infections. My name is Emma Douglas. Please excuse if there's any background noise. I live in a house of 50 girls. They get a little wild. But yeah, let's get started. So today my table of contents is, today we'll be talking about sexually transmitted diseases, infections and their definitions, facts about STDs, STIs, what causes STDs, STIs, who is at risk, how they are spread, exchange of body fluids, skin-to-skin contact, are STDs curable, are they treatable, having no risk of contraction, reducing your risk of contraction, the symptoms that you may have if you were to contract an STD, getting tested, where to get tested, who should get tested, and the diagnosis. And then we'll finally conclude over the whole entire sexually transmitted disease infection PowerPoint. What are sexually transmitted diseases? Sexually transmitted diseases or infections, STDs or STIs, are passed from individual to individual through intimate physical contact and or sexual activity. This can include vaginal sex, oral sex, anal sex, or you can get an STD from getting in contact with someone who has an exposed sore, such as a genital wart. I just wanted to start you guys off with some basic facts. The CDC estimates 20 million new infections occur every year in the United States. 1 in 2 sexually active persons will contract an STI by age 25. And the total estimated direct cost of STDs, STIs annually in the United States is about $16 billion. So STDs are a lot more common than people think, and you guys need to get tested. What causes STDs, STIs? Sexually transmitted diseases are caused by bacteria, parasites, viruses, and yeast. There are more than 20 types of STDs, STIs. So like I said, there's many things that can cause them, and they're extremely common, so you need to be very safe. Who is at risk? Any persons who participates in sexual activity, both men and women, all ages, all races, any sexual orientation, everyone can be at risk of contracting an STD. How are they spread? Sexually transmitted diseases have the ability to spread from person to person through multiple modes of transmission. The most common ways are the following. You can spread an STD through vaginal sex, anal sex, oral sex, skin-to-skin contact, or they can even spread from an infected mother to child. This means that a mother can give her child an STD if she were to give her infected breast milk to the child or during childbirth. You just really need to be careful and get tested. The exchange of body fluids. The exchange of body fluids can cause the following STDs: gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, HIV, hepatitis. These are only a few of the STDs that can be caused by the exchange of body fluids. There are many others. Skin-to-skin contact. Skin-to-skin contact can also be a mode of transmission for sexually transmitted diseases. Skin-to-skin contact can cause the following: genital warts, herpes, scabies, pubic lice. Like I said before, you can contract an STD by touching someone who has an open STD sore that gets into your body, and then their fluid is in you. Can STDs/STIs be cured? Sexually transmitted diseases, infections can be cured if they're bacterial. STDs, STIs caused by a virus are not curable, but some treatments are available to improve the quality of life for those living with them. Some not curable STDs are HIV, herpes, HPV, all because they're spread by viruses. Some of the curable ones are chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. This is because they're caused by bacteria, and bacteria are curable. Treatment. The treatment of sexually transmitted disease depends on what infection it is and what it is caused by. Not all STDs are curable. STDs caused by bacteria can be treated with a proper prescription of antibiotics. Like I said before, you can get treated for bacterial STDs. Recently, they have noticed, though, that gonorrhea is building a antibiotic resistance, so it is very important to stay on top of your health and get tested for these STDs. You will have no risk of contracting an STD/STI if you practice abstinence. This means not participating in any form of sex, oral, vaginal, or anal, no genital contact, or having mutual monogamy. This means having sex with one partner who is STD free, and you guys are openly communicating between each other about your sexual health. Reducing your risk for contraction of an STD. Always have protected sex. You can use condoms, whether they're male or female condoms. They come with directions on how to use them properly, and it is very important that you use them the right way to protect yourself and the other person you may be having sex with. It is also very important to never use an expired condom, and keep them in a dry and cool place, because the temperature of the outside and the moisture can really affect the way that they work and if they're going to be reliable. You need to limit the number of sexual partners you have, and with those sexual partners, continue to use condoms to be safe, and regularly get tested for STDs if you're involved with sex. Symptoms. STDs are often asymptomatic, meaning that they do not show signs or symptoms. Other symptoms may be painful urination, vaginal discharge, flu-like symptoms, sores, discharge from the penis, and these are just a few to state. STDs, since there's so many, they can all cause a wide variety of symptoms, and it's very important that if you notice something like this happening to you, that you go and get tested for an STD. Getting tested. To get tested for a sexually transmitted disease, a doctor may do any of the following. He may collect a blood sample, a urine sample where you just pee in a cup. He may swab your mouth, swab your genitals, or swab the sores or discharge that you may have. Where do you get tested for STDs? This is a very common question, and people are often afraid to get tested for STDs, but it's a very common thing to do. Your healthcare provider, a walk-in clinic, or even STD clinic. Planned Parenthood offers STD testing, and many private practice doctors offer STD testing. Who should get tested? Any individual that has sex should regularly get tested and checked for STDs. Whether you do it yearly, monthly, it all depends on you and your activities and what you participate in. It depends on what you should do. You should speak to your doctor, and he or she should recommend what is best and how often you should get checked. Diagnosis. Sexually transmitted diseases and infections must be diagnosed by a medical professional, who then will consult and advise the best treatment plan. It is important to get tested for sexually transmitted diseases because many individuals do not know that they have them and will continue to spread the infection unknowingly. STDs can lead to long-term damage if left untreated. This is especially for women because they can cause a woman to become infertile and lead to other diseases. So today I'm going to conclude on this. Sexually transmitted diseases. Anyone can contract a sexually transmitted disease. This doesn't matter your race, gender, age, your sexual orientation, or who you choose to have sex with. It is very important to protect yourself. Always communicate. Have open communication with your partners. Use condoms. If you completely don't want to even risk this, refrain from having sex, practice abstinence, and get vaccinated regularly. We have vaccinations now that can protect us from HPV, and these will just help you to live a longer and healthier life. So on my last slide here, I just included a chart from the CDC that tells you, it's a little infographic that tells you all about sexually transmitted diseases and how to protect yourself. You need to practice abstinence, have fewer partners, talk with your partners, use condoms, get vaccinated, and get tested. If you test positive, it is not a death sentence. Many people today are living with STDs if they're viral. They live a happy and healthy life. They just need to take the right plan of treatment for themselves. And here's my literature cited, and every picture has credit under it with the link. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys protect yourselves and do not risk contracting an STD. Thank you.